What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin Renegades and all my ICP Renegades. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know things are a little bit crazy in the market right now, but we're going to be talking about that and seeing exactly where things are going to be going with ICP. But we're going to be talking not only short term price, we are going to do some TA. And I was going to do a video this morning, but nothing was really happening. So I was like, yeah, I can wait till tonight. And we'll probably just do our morning version on Friday for our overseas homies, ICP family. So tonight I have some good stuff. There is a link right here in the comments that's going to lead you to the ecosystem showcase. That's going to give you all things internet computer. If you were wondering about internet computer and you just wanted to take a little bit of time to do research about it, this is going to be the best place you can go. I'm going to show you real quick before we even get into things. I just want to show you this really quickly. And the link is right there in the comments. This is just going to showcase all the wallets, infrastructure, NFTs. I mean, all of this stuff. So basically, all things internet computer and in one place, which is cool. And we kind of have something like this on my website as well. But if you want to come over here directly to Definitely, they have 7 projects in metaverse, 22 in infrastructure, 11 in tools, 43 in depth. See how each one has its own individual, and then of course all. So that's going to be cool for you guys to see that. So before we get started with TA and everything, what's up, Justin? I'm going to try to definitely have my chat more, because that's the most important part of live streams, right? Is to interact with the people on live, or else why have it live, right? So I'm going to definitely try to pay attention to the chat the whole time here. And if you have any questions about internet computer as we go, be sure to ask them. Tonight is just an ICP video, so we are going to be just focusing on that. So let's get into something that I want to show you for the long term. So let's get right into this. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're gonna have a lot of good stuff coming up in the future, and more blogs, more ICP content. And as the price goes, we're gonna be following this the whole time. So for sure, follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and BitcoinRenegade.net. That is our official website. And once we hit 1,500 followers on Twitter, we are going to give away 3 ICP and 2 IC birds. We're close. We're like 155 away right now. So go follow me on Twitter if you haven't. All right. So I want to show you this first off. Okay, you guys see. Okay. I always double check that you guys can see, because that's been a problem before. But if you can see what I'm talking about here, 55% of the total supply of ICP is locked up in neurons. This is where you get your money for staking in the governance system. The awesome video that I made to show you how to get the maximum rewards out of staking, you got to watch that one. That's the best video I made yet. It doesn't have like all of the beginner stuff, but it's a very advanced one to help you get the most out of your rewards. Because I didn't want to just do the same kind of thing over and over. That's why we did it like that. But as you see right here, a lot of the ICP is actually locked up for 8 years. So if you take that 8 year, let's take all of it off except 8 years. And you can see here, oh, I thought it would take all that off too, but there is a big amount for 8 years. 113 million, 115 million. So a lot of this is just locked up for, that's the point I'm trying to make. A lot of the total supply of internet computer is in staking, because you get rewards for it. And a lot of people are 8-year gang. And that's why people talk about 8 years, being locked up, because the majority of, the crypto is locked up in neurons. And I would like to see when some of these end, and, maybe we can look a little more into this. Okay, so remember how I showed you in the video that if you do not dissolve yet, you're still staked. And that's a question that was raised before. If you're not dissolving, do you still get rewards? Well, yeah, I guess because you're still staked. You're not. You're just not dissolving by dissolve delay. And so this one you are dissolved. So 174 million are not dissolving, and 94 million are dissolving, which means that can't be unlocked at all. That's dissolving, and I'm not sure if this can be unlocked either. That I'm not 100% sure. I don't. I think once you stake it, if you give it a time frame, I don't think even if you're not dissolving, I don't think you do a time frame. Yeah, you don't do a time frame unless it's dissolving. So I'm not sure if this can be taken out. I almost want to make a new one just to figure that out to see if I don't dissolve, can I withdraw it? Or can you just not withdraw it after you dissolve? So that's something I'm going to figure out, something I should know already, I guess. And what I would recommend all of you find that out as well. If you're not dissolving, can you withdraw it? Because when you spawn a new neuron, after you have enough maturity, then you can withdraw it. So I think I'm not going to say what I think because I just want to find that out, and I'll tell you guys later, for sure. So, we'll get that done. Just I'm gonna have to write that down so I don't forget to tell you guys later. So if not dissolving, and I'm gonna look in the chat to see if you guys know and you can tell me. But I'm gonna look it up still later, just because we do our own research, and I'll definitely take what you have to say into consideration. Not like I'm just gonna ignore you, but always do your own research and double check. So if not dissolving, can you withdraw ICP from your neuron? And actually, I could probably ask this on Definitely Reddit group because they have team members over there that help. So if you guys have any questions like this, like I'm going to ask, hey, if not dissolving, can you withdraw ICP from your neuron? Or is it locked up? And I don't think it is because you don't pick a locked up period until it is dissolving. So, but a lot of those people, it's not dissolving for a reason. They're doing that so they can get the age bonus, like I told you, and then they dissolve later. So a lot of this might dissolve later, but that's just speculation. But that means that people are in this for a long haul. You can tell all here. It's all public record. They're not hiding anything. And the cool thing is, if you actually look at the nodes, they're spreading out. And that's what decentralization is. When you have nodes all over the world, that creates a truly decentralized web or blockchain. Decentralized because you go to your local node, right? They do definitely need some over in this area and definitely in Africa, but I think a lot of that's illegal in these parts. That's why, and there's lots of regulations. So, but the bigger it grows, the more these areas are going to get more crypto friendly, and they have one in Japan. Looks like Singapore, Marseille. They have it all over Europe, and then kind of all over America too, which is pretty cool to see. They got two in Chicago. Is there wait? Is there one in Seattle? I can't see what that one says. Why isn't it? Oh, it's not saying. Darn, it doesn't say what this one is. It looks like. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, no, that's Victoria. That looks like BC almost. I don't know. That's like the BC area, Victoria maybe, but kind of close to Seattle. And then up there, there's another one. Oh, it's Portland. I just had to move it up. So Portland, that's cool. Why does that look like it's all the way up in Victoria? Huh. Oh, I kind of see how that's Portland right there. Okay. I was thinking this was Canada up here. Oh, it is. Hold up. I have no clue how this map is supposed to work. So anyway, There's Portland in there. And then Alberta. And as you see, so I wanted to show you this. We're almost at a billion blocks here. And Dominic mentioned that in the supernova. That is freaking amazing. And we're just getting started and at almost a billion blocks. Look how many blocks are being made. Boom, it just keeps going up. Boom, oh my gosh. And then cycle burn rate is going. And then the NNS Community Fund. And this is what I believe a lot of the supernova hackathon rewards are going to come from. I believe that's what I read, that they will be getting seed funding from this community fund right here. Um, that's at least what I read. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you up to date as I find out more. But the goal of ICP is definitely to be fully decentralized. 105,000 canisters. Um, this is 2,427 transactions per second. I mean, that is so fast. That's freaky fast. And then there are different query transaction update. So the whole point of all of this is set up for the long term. This can be scaled. Look at how many canisters. Look at almost a billion blocks, and it's like nothing. This thing runs like butter. It's basically the internet on the blockchain. It's like you just basically move the internet over to ICP, and that's how they're doing it. And so a lot of the web is going to be built on the internet computer and or ran by it as well, not just built on it, but ran by it. It'll be cheaper to use than AWS, more efficient, quicker, cheaper, all of that stuff. So now let's look into the price a bit today, because I mean we can look at short term, but I wish. Well, I don't wish. I'm actually gonna try to study this a little bit. Not this. Hold on. This right here, the neurons, so that I can figure out, just kind of when a lot of this is coming onto the market, how many's in the 6 months. I'm going to do a little bit of, calculating and figure that out. There's only like 30 million at 6 months. There's not a lot at 6 months that people have, and even 6 to 12 months. So, but there's not a lot of people at 5 to 6 years and 6 to 7 years. I think they're trying to time the next bull runs, and that's probably why certain times that's probably going to be what our next bear market in 5 to 6 and 6 to 7 years. That's what that looks like. I mean, hold on. We are in 2022. Our next bull run is going to be like 2024, 2025. So that's about four, well, 2 to 3 years. Okay. Is 2024, 2025. And then 4 years, 2026. Okay. And then 5 years. Yeah. So that's going to be the bear market. So the bear market actually might be 2026, which is about 4 years. Yeah. And it starts to drop right there. So I think people are thinking that's the next bear market. And then in about 8 years, well, that's 8 year gang, because we believe in internet computer. So when all is said and done, I'll probably have at least some locked up for 8 years, just so I can get the massive rewards. But I want to do it where I can have it unlocked for the next bull run, or that next bull run around 8 years from now. Um, so which would really be in 2 years. So it'd really be in 10 years. So if I didn't dissolve for 2 years and then dissolved for 8 years, we would technically be in the next bull run, or like the third one from here. So like 3 bull runs away. So that would be kind of crazy. Or wait, one in 2024 to 2026, and then 2027, 2028, and then 2029 to 2030. Yeah. So actually, you would only want it 8 years from now. So 2029 to 2030. Yeah, 7 to 8 years from now, you would want it. So 7 to 8 year gang is almost perfect right now for a bull run. I think that's why there's a lot of it in there. That's pretty cool. And even 7 years, 7 to 8 years, that should be the target. That way you can, time that bull run accordingly. And then if you make a bunch of money in ICP, then when it goes back down, you can buy more. I don't know. There's a lot that you could do at that point. So, but right now, I mean, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You need to think more of long term, especially with this one, because you can't, you wouldn't have expected Ethereum to, be at $750 in its first year. Just think of it that way. Even if Ethereum went up to $750 its first year and then came down to $5, you would have been like, cool, and so it actually performed better than Ethereum when it first came out. So that is pretty prevalent as well. And now give it a couple of years and see what happens, right? And they aren't even doing that. They're building it now. So it isn't like they're waiting to build for a couple of years. We're waiting a couple of years just for the price to catch up with the project. And so that's what's hard to do in technical analysis. Or, is show the project fundamentals into the price. Like that's hard to do, to show, hey, the supernova hackathon, directly affected the price like this. Well, no, it's actually building structure for the long term. So, and if you don't have that structure, it will fail later. And we don't want that, especially if we're locking up our ICP. So, us that are staking are in it for the long haul. They're doing what's best for us. That's what I want you guys to realize. That what they are doing, they're not being greedy for themselves right now, and they're like, okay, let's make as much money as quick as possible and just dump it on these fools. No, they're like, man, we're in it with you guys. We're right here with you. We want to build this project. They believe in it. Like Satoshi Nakamoto, he didn't get any money from Bitcoin that we know of, right? None. He believed in the project, right? He could be a billionaire. So some people believe in other things more than money. Believe that or not. People do care about stuff more than money. And it seems like they care about the project more than they do about a quick buck, right? This could be either your financial future or, these idiots who try to short it to make a quick buck will be left in the dust later on. So, anyway, let's look at the price action for right now. I do want to take a longer perspective, but the problem with that, with ICP, it hasn't been around for that long. So we just have to look at, what we have here in front of us right now and the things that I'm showing you. The people have locked up over 113 million of the ICP in staking for 8 years at least. So that means we can't really get dumped on completely, even if, worst case scenario. If you don't trust anybody and you're one of those people who just don't trust at all, you don't really have to because it's locked up. So, but I believe in the project and what they're doing. So that gives me even more hope on that. So, um, yeah, we just broke out of this and we've been kind of steady ever since. It's looking good though. I pointed out the other day, this is the daily, that Solana on the weekly, was putting out just exactly the same kind of price action that we are, except it has like 20x the amount of volume. So if we had 20x the amount of volume, we would legit be at $15 again, at least, maybe even higher, maybe $30, I was saying. So you never know. When people start to hear about this, I bet by next bull run, my videos are going to take off. People are going to start to understand the internet computer. And they did before. There was a lot of people watching my videos before about it. We still have the loyal people around. Okay, to the chat though. I almost didn't do that. What's up, guys? Dead man. Man, you're basically supporting the channel on your own. No. Couldn't do it without Justin. Couldn't do it without a lot of you guys. Hey, Crypto Airborne, man. What is up, my guy? Go check out his channel too. If you need to know anything about the Voyager situation, he's got it on lock over there. So definitely check out Crypto Airborne for any Voyager information, and yeah, hold it down like that. So I don't know a lot about that. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of money in that, but my heart goes out to anybody. That's just, it's BS, man. So we are praying for you guys for real. Like real life comes before, the channel and stuff. But so our hearts go out with you. Just keep making content, man. You'll come back. You'll come back, man. You got this. So 36 blocks a second. Woo! That's $700 million in staking for 8 years. Look at that. There's my phone guy Justin with the math. Good job, man. 700 million in staking for 8 years. So I would be cool at least for 8 years with this. And then if you see where they're going at the 8 years, then you can decide if you want to actually put it in for longer. You don't have to overcommit. Don't be stupid about it, but go with what you believe in. If you believe it's going to be around for 20 years, do you? You might secure a future that you didn't think is possible. So don't be stupid, be smart. But yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. I think you can spawn a neuron if you are dissolving. Uh, if you're not dissolving, I know you can if you're dissolving because I was dissolving mine, and that's how I was able. I didn't spawn a new neuron; I merged it, but I could have. So the difference, and I forgot to say that in the staking video, the only difference between merging, well, not the only difference, but the main difference between merging and spawning a new neuron is merging. You can't withdraw it. So if I was to spawn a new neuron, I could immediately withdraw that. So that tells me if I can withdraw it from a neuron if I spawn one, that if it's not dissolving, that means that they can withdraw it, I believe. So, but I didn't want to speculate or anything. I'm definitely still going to look that up. So, but that's the way that I know for a fact that you can take out the ICP that you stake in the new neuron. I know that I read that. So, I didn't do it myself, but so I guess I don't know 100%. And this stupid thing, man, I forget to take it off. They always try to scream because they lost money. Obviously, they don't know what a real scam is. Go look at Pup Doge if you want to know what a scam is. Go look at a couple of them other ones that really were scams. If you look at the one that Mark Cuban got rug pulled on, that's what a scam is. Okay, everybody, go look what that is. Do some research and then come back to me and tell me what you think. Did I join community funds? Just wondering. I know I didn't, and I don't. I think I don't know much about it. I really don't. I think you just donate it, maybe. You donate it to the community funds, basically to help build the internet. Ooh, we could help build the internet computer by donating to it. I mean that. I believe in the project. I'd donate a little bit to it. Um, you know, shoot, why not? Especially if we make a lot of money. Like if we start pulling in bank because of ICP, of course we're going to start. But even if you just believe in the project now is probably when they need the money. So I don't know. I'm not telling you to go put money, in the community fund, but hey, that is, I think, where the winners are getting some of their seed funding from is that community fund. So that really, you're basically help funding these projects that are building on the internet computer. Definitely. So it's not dissolving. I had the option to spawn a new neuron. Okay. So there you go. And so then you should be able to withdraw. Thank you for that information. I'm gonna check on it. But I mean, thank you for clearing that up for right now. I believe he's correct. And what he's saying. So I'm definitely gonna research it later, but I'm pretty sure he's right. I'm just iterating for people no matter what, just to do your own research. It will save you a headache. Even in situations where you know you don't need to do it just to get in the habit of doing it. Because the one time you don't do it is the time you're going to need to have done it. So that's what I'm saying. Get in the habit of doing that, even if and that way you will learn other stuff too, because when you're looking for something, you might find something else that interests you or that you need later on. So I'm just trying to give you real helpful advice and not clickbait, guys. That's what my videos are going to be more of, is just trying to really help you guys navigate this crypto world. It's hard sometimes. Even I thought I was getting good at it, right? And I've had some real eye openers lately. And I guess it happens to the best of us. We think we have the real hang of what is going on. and it just kind of smacks us right out of nowhere. So um, trust me, I've been there, and I know how it is. So we'll get through this as a community, and that's why I love having a smart community, because they help me figure things out when I'm just like, and that's what some people who don't understand what this community is, they're like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about there, and it's like, well, I can't know everything. I do the best that I can with what I have, and I give you good information, but sometimes I don't have all the details, and so, or I just don't have the information. It's just not out there, or it's just by experience. So the good thing about, I didn't even know what I was doing there, but I was just talking to you and kind of letting my brain do that. But it looks like we had this kind of symmetrical triangle breakout right here on the weekly, and that was just this last week too. We're on internet computer. Whoa, I never saw this before. That's a trip. Okay. So yeah, we have like a symmetrical triangle breakout right here. That would be cool if we, went up and went to touch about 15, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go to the smaller time frames. I'm trying to keep my eye on the chat. So he asked, "Shall I invest in OGY?" I can't give you advice if you should withdraw and invest in OGY. I can let you know I am invested, a couple $100 in it, and I'm probably going to put a little bit more in it. I think it's an opportunity to buy the first token that's legitimate on the internet computer, and Paris Hilton backs it, which that actually, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because yeah, that brings notoriety to it, but it also, I worry about coins that are backed by celebrities. That's just a little bit of a worry that I have, because in the past it's normally not a good sign if they're backed by a celebrity. But this one I think is different. I don't They're not, doing big celebrity ads with her. She's just kind of in it behind the scenes, and that just, to me, is like an investor more than like some type of exit scam, So, and I really believe in the project. It's legit because Internet Computer Foundation was doing, interviews with them. So it is 100% a legit project. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. So if Definity believes in it, they, have made, if you watch the Supernova Hackathon video, the OGY owner was actually on there, and I guess they have like 80 employees. And yeah, it's a lady that runs it, which go girl power businesses. That's freaking awesome. I don't know if she's the owner or not, but she was the one speaking for OGY. So I think she's high up there, or the owner. So shout out to the strong women out there. Hopefully some ladies are watching the channel. Give a big old like for them strong ladies out there. Yeah, so even on the daily, we have broke out again of this. It's more of a descending wedge right here. Um, yeah. So the descending wedge here, it was a symmetrical triangle on the weekly. And I want to go check on those smaller time frame. You remember the bull flag that we had, and you remember the cup and handle that we had. I want to check on those now. I don't think any of them played out how we thought they were going to. Look at the cup and handle. Oh, it did. It played out exactly. Look at that cup and handle, baby. We called that perfectly. And the cup and handle went up. Boom, and it looks like we're coming to another kind of cup and handle. I would have liked to see this one up a little higher, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. Cup and handle. Now for an inverse head and shoulders, nah, nah. Let's I don't know what's going on with this. That's a little bit wonky. But I was thinking an inverse head and shoulders kind of like this. And I don't think it's played out yet. That, that, and that. I don't know though. What do y'all think? I was kind of thinking like that. If that's the case, we just broke out of it. See that? We actually did break out of that inverse head and shoulders right there. Now, could this be an even bigger one right here? The neckline, though. I mean, this does go up to the neckline. So there could be this bigger one. I think there was a little inverse head and shoulders that played out, maybe a littler version of it, right? And we'll see if the bigger version plays out. It went up above this line. Look, there's some serious resistance right here. Look at all the times we go up. That's because look, this is a big area right here. When we broke down, we've been under that ever since. So this is going to be a pretty big area on the 4 hour. This is our basically $6 resistance. This whole area, all the way up to $6, is basically a massive area of resistance. Some of it might be a breakout point, though. So we might, like break out and then go way up and then have more resistance. So it might not just be a whole big resistance. It might be like pockets of resistance, pump, pockets of resistance, right? So I don't think this whole area is going to be bad, but it's going to be hard to get back above there. It's nice that we kind of broke above that and had a reversal, like I said, and a bull flag. Now let's check this bull flag. I think it was on the 30-minute. It was right here. So this was our bull flag, and it did play out pretty nicely. It didn't go all the way up to $6, like we said, but it did play out. If you see, this was the bull flag, kind of like this. Booyah! Except it was actually a lot smaller. It was like that, guys. Okay, that was the bull flag. But since it went down further, I guess you could still kind of do that. But what I did was this right there. That was the bull flag. And then I moved this. See? And we went close, pretty close. I mean, within 12 cents. So, and now we're back over here again. And I want to see about this inverse head and shoulder. Let's look at the hour. It, yeah, we're missing the shoulder over here. That's not an inverse head and shoulders right there. That's some weird. I don't know what that is. I have no clue. But it looks like we're starting to get back into some nice patterns. It's like the market didn't have patterns for a while. It was just going up and down. We had some ascending triangles right here. I love these flat top levels. On the hour, it might actually be an ascending triangle right here. That would be good if we could have some kind of ascending triangle, which means a continuation pattern to the upside and then maybe break out of that inverse head and shoulders. I believe that's on the 4 hour. That would be pretty awesome. Yep, it's on the 4 hour. See that? So if we could break up, let's this would be a nice massive movement actually, and that's what we need instead of these little moves. I always do right in the middle. I don't do at the bottom area. I just do always right in the middle. So that would lead us to $6.30. That actually does look like a nice inverse head and shoulders. Legit, even if this whole thing is kind of it. But if that's the case, we've already kind of broke out, right? And that would be cool. That means we're gonna hopefully break the $6 resistance, and that's what we've been facing for a long time. I know I keep talking about the same thing, but now we have some patterns that could actually work out to our favor, and that's what we really want to see. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. I do want to get the indicators out a little bit on, let's say, like the 2 hour time frame. We don't do these ones very often, but I just want to see where we're kind of gonna lie and get the RSI out as well, and then we'll keep an eye on this chat as well. Floyd Weather, Yeah, it wasn't just Floyd Mayweather. There was another guy, a rapper, that did it too. My mom was telling me about some rapper that had a scam coin too. Um, okay. There's a difference between started by a celeb and a celeb that invests after setup. The celebs get paid. Yeah, I think when they are invested in it, they don't get paid. And when it is their company, then they get paid. That's why you kind of have to worry about. I don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes details on that. I don't want to speculate on things that I don't know. I could say, yeah, oh yeah, they get paid. When the coin goes up, and we all get paid. No, but yeah. So things are looking decent. Why did I only do one of these? Okay, and then all right, so yeah. We have some nice little patterns, but okay, well, we're above the simple moving average, but we were below, so we need to establish, support above that. Which, if we keep going to the upside, that will be good. The EMA 9 is at 558. We're good there. So now let's move on to the 21 and the 50 as well. Okay. So 555, 548. Cool. We're good on the 21 and the 50 as well. See how they're kind of sitting pretty right there. Since we've been above them, it's been really nice. See how long we've been above them here? And now that's why we're starting to get these bullish patterns too, because we're starting to get above these resistance levels, and have been. I think, man, everybody says we haven't hit capitulation yet, but It looks like we have hit a level of price action that isn't gonna go much lower, and there's been a lot of volume at these levels on a lot of different cryptos. So I might have the wrong meaning of capitulation, but to me that means it's when it establishes a level. Some people think capitulation's at a lower price, so I think that's the only difference that we have is our different price targets of capitulation. I think we already made capitulation when we went down to 15,000 with Bitcoin, or 17,000 with Bitcoin. I think we already hit it, and with altcoins as well. When it went down over here to 460 over here, I think that was capitulate. And now we're sitting in this sideways trend because this crypto didn't have a capitulation, because it has only started in because of how it started. That's the only reason people are like, oh, this and that scam, this and because of when it started was the end of the bull run. Any crypto that would have started at that time, it would look the same, and they do. Look at Jasmine. Look at a couple other ones that are really good cryptos, but they just started at like a bad time when the bull market was coming to an end. They didn't know that when they released it. They aren't like, oh, we're going to release it and it's going to be the end of the bull run. Like everybody thought it was going to last longer, and they knew they could withstand a bear market. So okay, back to the price. Now on the 4 hour, we are still above simple moving average. That's good. We've been above it for a while. We did break below it here, but I think that is just testing that level, and we're above it now. So that means we're still above support. That hasn't turned resistance on us yet. Good. Normally, if you go below and you stay below for a long time, then that will act as resistance to go up. So that's good. Things are looking good. If we can break out from this inverse head and shoulders, we're good to go. EMA 21 and 50 on the 4 hour is looking good. Let's go to the 100 and 200 now. This is going to be our okay, the 100 there and the 200. So 560, we are above the 100. That's massive. Now we need to close this 4 hour above that. So this 4 hours started when? Okay, so at 5 o'clock, so 5 to 9. So 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this will be over. So it's only an hour and 40 minutes into it. So it has about 2 hours and 20 minutes left of this candle. And if it closes, yeah, 564. If it closes above that, we're going to be good to go. And then who knows, man, if it breaks out of this inverse head and shoulders, baby, 630. Oh, and that'll bring us right up to the 200, baby. So it almost works out like perfectly. So we'll see what happens, but that's what the charts are saying. We'll see what really actually happens. So that's why I say don't count your chickens till they're hatched. Don't count your inverse head and shoulders till confirmation, right? So get a confirmation first, which is a nice breakout of that level. I'll show you where a confirmation would be. God, this fruit fly is really irritating me. It's like they have no idea that if they just leave me alone, I'm not gonna smash him. But if he keeps in my face, I'm gonna smash him. All right. Anyway, 560, 621. Okay. Now that threw me off. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Stupid fly. Um, that brings us right up to the 200 right here, which I would like to see this break out of this level. Oh, I was going to tell you where the confirmation level would be. Sorry about that. Okay. So I would say it would be right here at about 572, maybe a little higher. So I'd say about 581. If this is a legit inverse head and shoulders, which it does look like. So I would like to definitely see that. And it might look like a little cup and handle too, a little tiny cup and handle. But yeah, I would like to see like 581. Um, but again, it could break out up to here and then hit that $6 resistance too. So we might not make it all the way up to 630, but this looks like we might at least go test six again. That's what I'm seeing in our future is we're going to at least test six. And if we are able to, we might actually make it out to touch the 200 at 621. That would be really cool. Now let's see how we're doing on the daily RSI. Ooh, the RSI is basically oversold. It's not, I mean, it's a little less than in the middle, but so it's more on the oversold side. Now on the weekly, we're super oversold, definitely. So which means there's buying pressure. There's pressure for people to buy this if they want to make money. If you bought it right here, there was pressure for people to buy. Boom. Then there's pressure to sell when you go up here. All right. Anyway, I think that's about all we have. What's up, King? Yeah, I wish I knew more about the behind the scenes stuff. Smash those like buttons, guys. That's what really helps YouTube get my videos to more people. That and watch time. If you want to help, the best thing that you can do is if you see my video, click on it and then watch the whole thing. Because if so, say you get a notification from my video, it pops up in your thing. If you go like that counts as a negative on my thing. That's why like sometimes notifications are good, but sometimes they can hurt your channel because if somebody swipes it, then that is counted as not being watched. So a lot of people don't know that, and the people that like 100 of my videos, great hearts, love you guys. But actually watching one or two of my videos all the way through and liking one or two videos is better than going through and liking and watching. Well, watching. I wouldn't recommend that do that. Probably have better things to do than watch 100 hours of me. But yeah, so just go and like and watch one or two videos instead of like 100. That would help more. I appreciate your help. Like I love it that you're that dedicated. Just kind of be careful because you're trying to help, but you might actually be doing the opposite. So I love the inspiration. You guys are awesome. Make me laugh. What are you guys up to though? Let's go to the comments. How are you guys feeling today? Are you feeling the extreme fear lift up a little bit now? It was like at 18 yesterday, and we'd been sitting at like 6, 8, 10. Ugh, that was hard. Buying pressure. Yes, sir. Yeah, and I'm keeping my eye on Coinbase buy orders for ICP. Now, a lot of it's locked up in neurons, guys. So it isn't like Solana. Solana's been around for a while. Solana has tons of tokens that are already out there. Right now, a lot of the tokens of ICP are locked up. And so people aren't really moving around in volume and trading as much yet because there's not as many dApps and other things. That's why Solana, basically, I think that's the only reason there's more volume on Solana and some of these other chains. Yes, Solana's okay, but Internet Computer just does it so much cheaper and better. But what I think is just too new. There's not enough dApps, and Solana has like how many, 1,000 dApps on it, and Internet Computer has like 100. So when Internet Computer is in the place that Solana is in their journey, it's going to be much different. I think it's going to probably be more than double in value because it just does things that no other chain does. Minting problem from what I can see. And that is, not stopping volume from coming in though. It really isn't. Creating more tokens than are being used. Yeah, that can be a problem. I heard they do staking as well, so I'm not sure. And just because ICP neurons get un or get done dissolving doesn't mean that the people are going right out and selling all of their ICP right away. Most, especially in a bear market. If my neuron was released right now and I had it done for like a year or a year and a half, whatever, I did it at Genesis and my time was up right now. Do you think there's any way in this world that I would be selling any of my ICP tokens at $5? Heck to the no. Why would I do that? That would be counterproductive. And maybe if I was like making a video how I could lose the most money, that would be something I would do. But if I want to make money, I would probably relock it up in staking until the next bull run. Now that like anybody, that's the thing. Right now, we were in a bull market before. So keeping your ICP liquid was smart. Now not staking your ICP, if you're holding ICP and you're not staking it on the NNS DApp, you're losing money for yourself. There's no reason to hold ICP in a wallet right now. I'm gonna talk to some people close to me right now that I give ICP to, and I'm gonna help them stake their ICP because you're doing yourself a disservice holding ICP and not staking it right now. There's no way to. I mean, you could sell at a loss, or you could stake and not only get your money back but get more ICP as well. It's kind of a no brainer, but you know, um, common sense isn't common sense to this generation, I guess. You guys are awesome. I love the new generation actually, and I think they're our future, and they're gonna come up with some cool stuff about crypto too. I was a little bit worried that our technology would go downhill, but we have a pretty technologically savvy younger community because they grew up with tablets and everything. So, but internet computer is going to be so say if you're like an 18-year-old or 17-year-old or like that, or you have an 18-year-old or 17-year-old, their children are going to grow up with blockchain video games and blockchain technology, how this generation grew up with smartphones and the internet and TikTok and all those things. It's going to be and video gaming like my generation we grew up with Nintendos and Game Boys and PlayStations, and then it evolves and MMORPG games on your phone. That's a newer thing. And those type of things. And then the next it's going to be from Web 2, then it's going to be Web 3, the next generation. They're going to grow up on the blockchain. That's what you guys don't understand. And that's why I really navigate to the people trying to teach the younger generation about crypto. Because if you get those minds thinking about it right now, you could spark an interest. Maybe they don't, spend a lot of their time thinking about crypto because they're kids, but maybe somewhere down the road, they're like, oh, yeah, my dad told me about Bitcoin when they're like old enough, and in high school or whatever, when they get asked to do a paper on finances or something, they do Bitcoin and then they go out and start their own business about crypto. And that's going to be one of the biggest things is a lot of business is going to be on the blockchain. So how these DAOs are being created, people are going to use that, to create these businesses. And like I said, the next generation, when they grow up in something, they take over and they make it work for themselves. So they're going to take over in blockchain. And it's going to be amazing, guys. Like, this is just getting started. We are in a generation that gets to see a new technology come in and change the world. It's unfortunately a financial technology, but it's really cool. It's crypto. So I just don't like the one thing I don't like about crypto is like I don't like worshiping money in any kind of way or putting money highly. But this is so much different than just money. It's like stocks and money and changing the world and good things, and even some of the hacks that we've seen have been good. And when you call it an exploit hack, which is when somebody hacks it and takes like a lot of funds, like say you hack it for $1 billion, and then they say, "This is the problem. This is how I hacked it. Fix it, and I'll give you all the funds back." I just want to make sure I invest in this crypto or I invest in this. I want to make sure my stuff is safe. Well, that's the good thing about ICP. So far, I haven't heard of any hacks on there. So, but it isn't, I don't think anything is perfect. There is a chance ICP could be hacked, but it's not yet so far. So, and that's the good thing. And if there's never a hack, then we can say that. But so far, there hasn't been any hacks. Now let's see some conversation. This is I'm gonna get it. Polygon Matic proof of stake is dealing with this issue. I hope ICP never has to deal with it because, oh man, I didn't see all that. Hey, my check clears in 2 days. I hope I can get ICP for the $5. Yeah, I know. It's like we're trying to get it at the cheapest price, but we also like want it to go up too because we hold it. So it's kind of weird how you're like, I want it to stay, but I want it to go. Like, I honestly, I want people to make money, so I'd rather have it go up, but only if it's gonna sustain. Most chains is sketchy DAOs. So there's gonna be that's the one thing I think DAOs are the future, but it being the future, we need to regulate that somehow. And that's it's all coming in, and I don't mean government regulation. I mean DAO regulation, like from the blockchains themselves, so that we can keep the community safe, right? We need to make sure that the DAOs are legit, not laundering money, like stuff like that. Make sure they're legit businesses doing good things. And I think that's something, that is up to the developers and the community to kind of tag team that together. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on in Polygon. We might do a video on that soon. I don't know what you're talking about there, so can't speak on that. Oh yeah, company with an arcade game that was on the blockchain. No way. What? Like arcade game? Like one of those big ones? That would be cool. I don't know how that would work. You could make like what do they call those big machines? Like just an arcade game, right? An arcade game on the blockchain. That is crazy to me. I never thought of that. But yeah, anything that you can do on Web 2, you can do on Web 3. It just you need to have the code or the chain key cryptography. You know, that's why smart contracts were introduced to Ethereum. That's basically what enabled all of that to happen. Smart contracts are basically the plugin for Ethereum or for any crypto. And ICP, they're called canister smart contracts, and that's basically like the freaking lock key plug-in, all of that kind of like power functionality all in one. It's crazy what they did. If you think about it, they are years ahead of themselves in the technology. When actually you think about the technology that they're using is far more advanced than all the other ones. That's why it's not open source yet. Because if everybody knew chain key cryptography, then they would come and make what the internet computer does. That's why so far, until they establish, I don't know, they might have their code out there somewhere, but I don't think it's open source. But that's for a reason. Right now, yeah, it would be good to have a lot of blockchains with canister smart contracts and all that, but internet computer is doing it, so we don't really need a bunch of other ones. So whatever they do with that, we trust them, or I trust them with that for now, and we'll see. Careful out there with DAOs. Yeah, DAOs but they are our future. We just have to be careful, like you said, and don't just go put money in DAOs. Like, I don't really interact with too many DAOs, honestly, that I don't know about. And on the internet computer, there are a lot of DAOs coming out, and I would definitely. That's why I follow Dominic and all those other ones. If they're talking about it and they've kind of looked it over, then I feel better. It doesn't mean I'm not going to go do my research still, but if they're, it's in their eyesight, then I know they've checked it out. And the more people that look at a project and comment on it, and the more that you can trust it, because people are just, I wouldn't say inherently negative. People online are inherently negative. So you're going to hear all the worst parts about a project. So, and if you aren't hearing a lot of that and you're looking in a lot of places, then it's probably legit. But still be careful. Always be careful. Double, triple check. Man, I learned that the other day with that stupid guy pretending to be support. I thought I'd never live that down. Yeah, Solana and AVAX DAOs can be cool. There seems to be someone using valuable tokens. Yeah, garbage. Poly Doge was sus. Well, I mean, I can't get them all right, man. And I didn't have a good feeling about that one, but I don't get them all right. I can only go with what I have, and that's why we're a community. And I'm gonna reiterate that a million times. If you see something that looks funny, let us know. Don't slander people. Don't slander projects, but bring it to the attention. Let the facts speak for themselves. Don't put your opinion in it. But if you have some evidence, we need to hear it in the Telegram, whatever. Just don't put any referral links. Yeah, in the Telegram group, you can share gifts, you can share articles about crypto, but if you have any kind of scam or phishing or any kind of that, you'll be booted immediately. So on Telegram, I'm getting strict. I immediately am banning, uh reporting you to TikTok, and kicking you out of the group. I've warned too many people for too long. You're just getting booted right away if you have anything that hurts my community. But you can share as long as it's good stuff. But if not, I have no problem uh, laying the smackdown. So yeah, I know King Love does too. So, and if it gets past us, then you got to deal with Justin. He'll make your phones not work anymore. No, he's the phone guy, man. He'll turn off all your phones. Like, you can pay the cable company. I'm just playing, guys. How is everyone? Good, man. Good, doing well. I hope you guys are good too. I know a lot of people aren't doing well though. Um, I did a little service the other day. I told everybody, after the Celsius thing, I was like, please just take your stuff off of the exchanges. But with Voyager, it was a whole different ball game, because the Voyager token and the app are the same thing, really. So if you believed in Voyager, you believed in the app too. So that's why I feel for them, not just because they lost their money. I felt for Celsius too. But the Voyager one, it kind of hits harder, because the Voyager token and the Voyager app, like I said, are the same. And so when you have the token and it's on the app, if you don't have it on the app and you say, well, I don't have it on the app because I don't trust the app, then you're saying you don't trust the token that you just bought, right? So, and that is the psychology that lost a lot of people money. That very psychology right there. That I believe in the token, I believe in the app too. So I'm going to leave my tokens on there with the app. And if we, no matter how much you trust a project, I trust ICP like 99.9%, but I'm still going to take that 0.001% and be careful. Like, sometimes I'm too careful, but it's made it so where I haven't really lost a lot in crypto because of bad things. So I, again, don't slander people, give people the benefit of the doubt, but be careful. That's the first thing. Be careful, then don't slander people who don't hurt people. Yeah, so FTX Alameda Research, that was bogus. I don't want to talk about that because I might slander someone, and I don't want to do that. Like I just said, we can't be slandering people. So, oops. But yeah, I think that's about all we have. I will definitely keep you guys up to date. If we get a massive breakout, I don't care if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning. If I see it, I mean, of course, if I'm asleep, I'm not going to see it. But if I see it, I wake up and I'm like, bam, I will do an update right away. All I'm asking from you guys is to subscribe if you haven't, smash the like button. I don't know, share it with a friend, whatever. And keep coming back, guys. That sounded weird. This is not a meeting, but yeah, keep coming back. All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is? Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang!